What's happening, everybody? This is Casey Francis O'Brien. Look, he beelined right for my head. He went straight at me as soon as I started recording. Yeah, they really. I don't want all my content to be calling out gang stalkers, but maybe you need to learn. Maybe I really need to hammer it in. How they don't like me sharing this. But I'm here. I'm having a really good day. We are on top of a mountain in central Vermont. They call West Virginia almost heaven. I would say Vermont's heaven based off what I've seen. I don't think the people are, but I think that the arrangement of carbon that allows the energy to flow through it allows for high vibrational frequencies in a higher paradigm. If every state had a bubble based off of the arrangement and flow of energy, then I think that Vermont would be one of those places that has that ability. To house high vibrational light, where you can live in a delusional, but not white bread, as in you never know, prejudice, perseverance culture, because we're Irish. We've been dealing with this for thousands of years. Some people just forget. The people that were born up here, that have never eaten out of a dumpster. They've never been cold and walking around a city and no one will let you in. So you have to hide in an igloo in negative 44 degrees, and then you have to fight for your life against people that want to take what you have. Not many people do that. Not many people are that stupid to put themselves in that situation without being a heroin addict. Which I wasn't. Check out my black and gray RV. I wasn't. I had brain damage. But you know what? It's cool. I want to see that dog. Yeah, there's a loser that came to walk his dog around me just to be like, I'm the big dog here. You're not, bro. I don't care how much you think you got going for you, bruh. You ain't shit, you heard? You ain't shit, you heard? You know you ain't shit. That's why I'm up here. That's why a crow screamed at me and I stopped it with my hand. A crow was screaming at me from over the trees when the gang stalker showed up. And I just put all the energy into my hand and black holed the entire space. And then everybody shut up and the dog ran away. But we don't like to talk about that, bruh. You heard? Because I can't always do it. So any words of advice for the collective? Everything's gonna be okay. Save your money up, get buff. That's all I have, and it's for me. It's for all of us, but for me specifically, I need to save money and get buff. Because I'm the king in the north. I'm the king in the north! You heard? Oh, that guy's a chump. Nah. See, I think that I'm doing wrong. I'm like, am I being too confident because I'm avoiding truth about empathy? and then the bird goes right to left. When we know confidence is necessary to direct energy. And you get confidence, maintainable, disciplined confidence that lets you to be confident in controlling the energies around you with your thoughts and intentions. You get it through hard work, consistent perseverance, and risk-taking. I had to walk up here when I didn't feel like it, and that put me back in position. You feel me? This guy's got me paranoid. A little bit. You have no idea how you might. You guys are probably older than me. But to me, it seems like this entire town is delusional. They haven't been through enough, and their culture is designed to eat each other so that nobody can feel what I'm talking about. They like the movie Get Out. Here's my bird, right to left. Like the movie Get Out with the white people that want to experience what it's like to be a black man by taking everything he has and kicking him out. And then deluding him into not realizing he's been subconsciously programmed into allowing a white man to live through him. These guys, when they feel the swag, they don't know how to have the swag, so they eat the swag. But that's just me being a travel vlogger. It's not even funny to me. So I want you guys to see this though. This is towards Maine. So over these hills is New Hampshire. Those little tiny peaks way over there are probably New Hampshire. Down there is Lebanon and Hanover. And then all very far that way, about an hour, in that direction is the White Mountains. And then behind me is Burlington Lake Champlain and the Adirondack Mountains. I'm right at this is the very end of the Appalachian Trail. I'm standing right now, right where the Appalachian Trail ends. If I wanted to take my backpack and walk, I could get to West Virginia in 2 months. You heard? I don't know if I want to. I really want to get in a studio. I haven't heard music that sounds like mine yet. Music? The bird went left to right. Now it's my right to left. So if you notice, the birds are spreading out. One, to block this car, because he's obviously moving too aggressive. So the birds now have set themselves up in position to not only block him once by getting in his way of consciousness the same way that they're doing it to me by going left to right, they set it up for that guy twice. He's moving, and there's my left to right, and there's my right to left at B. Let's talk about Miami. I went down to Miami, brain damaged, traumatized. People said I would be schizophrenic forever. Now I'm not schizophrenic at all. Coincidentally, I just became smarter. No, I just got more confident in expressing myself. So I went from schizophrenia to savant syndrome. Right? They're saying not so savant now, huh? And they're showing me all the energy I've lost in this battle against the crackheads. It's a war. There we go. Just converting over here. You know me. I've been watching a lot of spiritual YouTubers. So, but I went down to Miami in 2021. 2020, I went to Phoenix, Arizona. My first trip since the car accident. and the brain injury. I went to Phoenix, Arizona to meet with a neuroscientist that worked for the CIA that taught me how to heal yourself and come back from being lost through fasting, a biological and spiritual evolution through fasting, probiotics, sunlight, multivitamins, omega-3s, recalling your memories, channeling your energy, using the Higgs boson, the foundational understanding of quantum mechanics to utilize and control your mind to exert your will on your surroundings. And then you just do it so long and you understand empathy at such a high level after years of being outside and integrating that knowledge with nature that you can communicate with birds and crows the same way the African tribes do. So I went there and learned that from her. And then she gave me $2,000 worth of medication and a hotel room for a couple of weeks because she's loaded and works for the CIA, which everyone knows you have to sell your soul to be extremely wealthy, right? Whether in an actual ritual or you give up this humility that God says is the only way to defeat the devil. But that's just me, man, you know? That's just me. Then I went back to Columbus, tried to give it to a guy named Aaron Alexander that is at a channel called Evolution Daily. I felt like it was my divine soul purpose to bring real evolution daily. And I knocked the socks off that autistic fat fuck from a small town in Ohio where they make white people. And and he really wanted to work together, but he was going to get laid. He's like, "Oh, I got a date." He went from fat fuck to autistic Chad. So he has a lot of these planks from Ed, Edd n Eddy, these white bread little Ohio women, brainwashed, delusional, that he can game by pretending well enough. Now he's learned from me. I can watch his infields and see my energy expressed. So he's picked up and learned whatever key I came down there to teach him in 2021. But he didn't see me in 2020. We spent 2021 online in the group. Then I went in 2021 to the Evolution Daily Miami Summit. So I spent 3 days down there, met hundreds and hundreds of men. One guy from Vermont that's a multimillionaire named Jordan Wires that is at the center of Burlington. So he's spread out, and his name's Aaron Alexander. Let me know who Aaron was in the Bible. But his name's Aaron Joseph, but he calls himself Aaron Alexander after Alexander the Great, because he wants to be this descendant of a legend, right? So then Casey shows up, a real 33, real descendant of a legend, comes and sits down. The only place at the table where there's 50 guys is in the corner opposite. So we have to stare directly at each other for the whole time. And it's the only black people that are in the group. There's only 3 black guys in the 100 people that were there. And they were all sitting together with an empty chair. So I had to sit in the middle of them. Just like when I went to college, the hottest girls sat and there was an empty chair. So I just walked in and took my position, for it to be a symbol for everybody else to see. Like when your mind, the eyes are the windows to the soul, what you see is what's going inside. God had set up that position for me to go sit down so that the image of me and the image of them and the energies we vibrated and radiated outward would go and seep into the minds of the people and stay there, and they could feel my energy that I carried, and that like a DM into their minds when I sat and took the position on the throne. And Aaron went, "Casey's the angel God sent to us." And then we went out and fucked bitches in Miami for a couple days. Every time I made a bad choice, I felt like the demonic energy of Miami was seeping into me and stealing me and siphoning me. Eventually, all the people I thought were my friends as we were conquering Miami turned on me and started eating my spirit. I didn't know that that's what was happening at the time. I had no idea that you carry love and energy with you, and you like transactionally create experiences with each other. I didn't know that they were robbing me. I didn't know that I went down there and sat in the back of the room and I tethered into every one of these 100 people. And then through relationships for the next 2 years, I pumped Vermont into them and saw them all change their minds, change their style, change their behavior, change the way they dress to affect my judgment and my creative style in my year of the cat, where my energy comes through at the most powerful and I have the chance to become successful. I chose to go around New England and use all my relationships across the country for traveling for 12 years. "10 years plus 2 in government custody." And seep my way in through the spirit realm, and then all of a sudden all these Caseys are famous. KC3, Kai Cenat, Kurt Cass, Kendrick Curry, King Cobra, Andrew Tate, the Tiger, Casey Rocket on Kill Tony, and then the Kelly Creative Collective. My group is the Kingdom of Creative Champions. That's what I call the entire overarching system that I built. And then I find out that my name means a tree of life, everlasting, ancient, from a long time ago. So it's time to get girls, man. It's time to get buff, get an RV, and get some girls. I'm so tired of this. But left to right, I can't. I have a mission. I have things I need to do. There's a reason I'm here. There's a reason I found this place. I shouldn't be showing you New York. I should be filming it like this, so that you can see the big view. If you have stayed this long, let's give you some treats. Fast, fast, fast. Stop eating. Stop eating. Take the time. If you're fat, a pound of fat is 3,500 calories. 10 miles on the track, 10 miles on a hike, 1,000 to 1,200. See how long you can go. Watch your body eat the disease. Watch your body eat the bad, and then learn how to systematically provide the good. Ralph Smart says, we ain't even had breakfast yet, but God's gonna give me a whole lot of grapes in my mouth. We don't say that. We ain't gonna say that, bruh. We ain't gonna say that over here, bruh. But we'll say that fasting, sunlight, probiotics, the shit that other people are too afraid to say because it will get them killed. You have spirits. Look at J. Cole's album cover for KOD with all those people in his robe. Those are kids he ate. Because there's my right to left bird. Because the famous people eat children. They eat babies, bruh. To be famous, you have to go through the second birth. Our personal second birth that God allowed for us is what happens when we go through enough pain and suffering that our soul decides, fuck it, I'm taking control. And then we learn how to integrate. That's called the Kundalini awakening. That's the 33 vertebrae in your spine. That's when you're semen, from semen retention, fasting, sunlight, probiotics. If you're fat, walk 10 miles a day every weekend. Fast, and then start intermittent fasting. So when you do break your fast, and when you're ready to take in the good after you've started kicking out the bad, then tarot reader says, my loves. My ex-girlfriend's a whore. Listen. She's watching. She's trying to manifest me now that she has a child, but it is what it is. It's the same old story. Listen. Or whatever. So it will fly left to right, and then I change my mind, and then it flies right to left to let me know, okay, now you're back. Are you picking up what I'm putting down? I need to go shoot things. Okay, point. Yeah, fasting. So 10 miles a day. I lost in 2 weeks. I lost 25 pounds. Had a 6-pack for the rest of the summer. Walking 10 miles a day, excruciating, and then having protein shakes with the maca root, the ashwagandha, for men. I don't know what women need, but ashwagandha is good for your testosterone. But maca, ashwagandha, I had shilajit, I had all the supplements. And multivitamins and lots of sunlight, rest by myself, rest with no technology, just sleeping all day to integrate the overwhelming energies. Then I would start fighting the town, because I'm an 1133. I'm sure it's different for other people, but for where I was at the time, I was getting hit with the entire town. You see how every scene I have to be at the center of this big open space. In the past, these big open spaces were at the center of town. So just like when these gang stalkers and the crows are projecting at me, the entire town was a lot worse. We were in the 3D and fighting harder. So they were hitting me at all sides. It was like I was so cold and I couldn't move, and I was lashing out at everybody, and I thought that I had a brain injury. I didn't know where I was in the regression or progression. So I would just do this thing until I learned how to persevere, and I learned how to enjoy every single moment by pushing my workouts. I still had that drive. Like as a child, I had to fight to get my foster homes when they would lock me in the sucker punch asylum, and I'd be locked in a room for days by myself with no food or people, and my mom would promise she's gonna come have my half-hour visit, and then I'd just stare at the little crack in the window and she'd never show up because she was tired that day. She gave me up because she felt like it. She's like, I don't really feel like being a parent. So I had to fight and cold call foster homes from a phone book and just be like, hey, I'm in the retreat, I'm a good guy, I'm in bad circumstances, nice to meet you, man. I would say nice to meet you, how you doing? Well, I'm Casey O'Brien. I wanted to ask if you, just to put the word out if anybody's willing to take in a kid. I'm 15 and I need to get out. It's not for me here, they're farming me for insurance money. I'm doing well, hopefully you can tell. Just like put the word out, and then eventually the town, because it's a small town, they argued, put the pressure on the youth development program, and then one of the board members, along with the help of the superheroes that work there, got me into an African home, and I live with Africans, and I sang all day, and my name means a cake.